Hey everybody out there, this is Kris Nicholson. I just wanted to show you guys this right here. This is a Yamaha PSR-48. Now this keyboard, I actually went around junior high school when I was a little kid dragging this thing around, and I still have it. It is in super mint condition. I can't believe it. I thought I put scratches on it and everything. This keyboard has no scratches out of all its years, and it still plays beautifully. And I just wanted to show you. I hope the camera is in focus the right way. Hey Howard, how you doing? This time I could speak because I have the microphone. So you see my cat? Crazy, right? I thought, Howard, I thought you put a cat icon on my keyboard. But yeah, so I'm just gonna actually play with it. I'm gonna bring back my childhood memories just playing this keyboard. It doesn't have a sustain pedal, but it's really cool. I'll have it split. And back then, that was the piano sound. No roaches, Howard. And give me a second. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this on my big screen so I can actually watch you guys at the same time. Just go into here, my Facebook. I got to sign in, log in. And I'm going to turn on my big screen, which is right here. Howard, I got a TV the size as the one in your living room. Okay, so now I have to change to HDMI. And there we go. Press play. And you guys are probably seeing me right now. I hope so. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I got 2 live people, which is pretty cool. Lots of memories for you. Yeah, if you can see, I'm going to pan the camera up a lot. You see the wall full of keyboards right there? A lot of people like library books. Me, I love keyboards. But this thing is pretty cool. So, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you through this whole keyboard. So this is the piano sound. It has these drum pads right over here, which is pretty cool. Let me do this. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna bring up the tripod and try to focus it just a little bit more. So just give me just a little bit of time. And I'm doing this as we speak right now because I want to get a better view of this, and I have a little table right here which I'm putting it on, and there you go. That's a lot better. That's gonna be like 10 times better than I have. I just hope my cat doesn't knock it over, so you guys can see the keyboard and see me at the same time, which is pretty cool. Thank you. Nice collection. Thank you so much, Greg. Alright, so I'm gonna start off playing a demo on this thing. So that is the demo of this. This is a PSR, Yamaha PSR-48. And what happened is that I was actually supposed to get the Yamaha PSR-47 because the 47 was the predecessor of it. It's basically the same exact thing. Cosmetic-wise, it's different. The pads are more bluer. The color is a little bit more bolder on the PSR-47. This back then uses a system called DAS system, which is dual, can't pronounce the word, agricultural, stuff like that, I don't know, synthesis, whatever. But it had no touch sensitive. But it had cool drum pads. And you have 5 variations. It's number 4. And here is the sound effects. Ha! Yeah! That's what made me buy the keyboard. Ha! Ha! Yeah! And I used this for a wedding one time, long time ago, which is pretty cool. Because, you know, it had a really good organ sound. So, that was the piano sound. Here's piano 2. Here's a honky-tonk piano. You know, really good sounds on here. One sound that was really cool is the orchestra hit. So back then in the, I think this keyboard was made in 1990. It was a pretty cool keyboard for the head. It had pretty cool sounds. Like, here's another sound called Invader, which is 89. And here's one called a Racing Circuit, which is 95. So, you know, back then, these were my childhood memories of song. This is one of my favorite right here. It's called Ice Block. And really cool. I mean, you have brass sounds. Metallic reed, which is number 87. This is one of my favorites. This is called Landscape, which is 77. It had a lot of awesome, really cool features on there. You had a feature on here, of course, which is on every keyboard now. It's called dual voice mode. And this tells you that you have, since 100 sounds, and you dual the combination, you have 5,050 dual voices on here, which is really cool. You actually had 100 sounds and you had 100 rhythms. So I'm gonna jump back and forth to the rhythm section. Once you turn on the keyboard, this is the first rhythm that you actually get. And whoever played this keyboard definitely knows that rhythm right there. Back then you didn't have any multi-finger, you didn't have, you couldn't split it wherever you wanted to. You had 3 fillings though. And you had an ending. Now, another thing that I loved about this keyboard is that not only that you have that rhythm, but when you go into a major or a minor, it's a totally different rhythm. So this is a major, here's a minor. kind of the same, I should say. Okay, here's a 7. And it changed differently. Plus, you can take away the drums. That's the bass back then. Alright, so there's other rhythms on here. One of my other favorite rhythms is number 25, which is called the Rhythm and Blues. Now, back then, this keyboard only had 8-note polyphony. Only 8-note polyphony. That's all you get. That's all you get. And 8-note polyphony is really not that much. I have a feeling that it had actually 16 because you have the accompaniments on here. But great rhythm section that you have on here. Now, when I press a 7, it's different. There's a rhythm on here that is pretty cool. You hit like the funk rhythms and everything, but there's one on here that I really adored. See if I can find it on here. It's called Brass Rock. Speed metal. Where is it? Where is it? Brass Rock. I'll find it. Okay. Here it is. Found it. Number 12. And the fillings were cool too. Okay. One of my other favorite rhythms on here is like the boogie woogie piano. So this one right here actually has somebody doing a hum in the background. Which I thought was pretty cool. I was like, how do they sample that person inside there? Now when you do a 7th chord, it sounds like this. And it sounded really cool. So that's what made me buy this keyboard. A lot of memories with this keyboard, which is pretty neat. Okay, let's do. There was another one on here that was like a big. Here we go. Number 44. I love the brass section on this one. Now 7th it. Great style. You have a button over here. It was called solo style play. So I'm going to get back to the boogie woogie piano, and I'm going to press the solo style play on here. And of course it plays the rhythm. Once I press the key, it does all that by itself. So that's doing it by itself. That's what the solo style play actually meant. And when you end it, it stops. Hey, Jason. Says hi. At Mom's house today, watching you're watching me on your iPhone. Cool, cool. Thank you for watching. 80s keyboards were so cool back then. Yes, they are. I tell you this. A lot of people will basically recognize this because if you look at the style of the if you look at the style of the speakers, a lot of people say they look like airplane wings. Actually, it could take off and fly. The PSR series back then, as I said, had a different system called DAS system. They're still using AWM, which is Advanced Wave Memory, and it had a lot of really, really cool features on here. All right, so I'm gonna go back to different sounds on here. This was the distortion guitar, number 57. And you had a little pitch bender wheel right here. And back then, I looked at this pitch bender wheel. I tried to take it out, and I couldn't, you know. Things you do when you were a kid. You have a bamboo, this is called a bamboo marimba. Which is really cool. I also have the PSR-48, which is the lesser version of this. And also I have the most top of the line model of this series, which is called the PSR 600. The 4600 is a lot bigger. The speakers are on the side, so it's like as big as a 76 key keyboard. For some reason, they stopped making speakers on the side because of that. But you have a lot of other features on here. Here's a toy piano, which is 09. And it used a lot of FM technology from the Yamaha DX7. Here's a real sample timpani. Which is really neat. I thought this was the most realistic, if I could find it on here, the most realistic pipe organ. And it's right over here at number 45. You have an ensemble button. You didn't have a sustain pedal, but you have a sustain button on here. Take the ensemble off. You have an accordion. Let's see. Jason said, "Did you ever own any guitars?" Yes, I did. I didn't like them. You know, I didn't like them that much. I couldn't play them mostly like this and control it. But I'm gonna start to get back into it because, you know, my friend Ed Diaz, he plays the guitar, and you know, so I want to get back into it and try it out. All right. You also have I mean, there's 100 instruments on here. Here's one called a wave. Basically static noise. Okay, here's one called a shock alarm. Alright, trying to find some really cool ones. There's one called a water drop, which is 92. That's really neat. Okay, and you have different organ sounds on here. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. The jazz organ is 46. And to match that, you have one called organ swing, which is 31. So. Now go 7th with it. You get those more groovier feels on it. One thing that I loved on here was the fanfare, and that's number 93. I'm going to see what happens if I put solo style play with it. And solo style play sets it up how the instrument actually have it. Yeah, so you only had 8-note polyphony on this bad boy. Barbershop Quartet. This birds. Okay, Majestic March. So that's number 83. I'm gonna keep the solo style play on. Okay. Here's Rhythm and Blues 2, which is one of my favorites too. And it has a great groove feeling. For many of you who are joining me, I'm just fooling around with this keyboard because this is one of my childhood memories, which is pretty cool. So I'm just reminiscing. Piano, you have a transpose button. So it transposes the pitch. You have a MIDI button. The instructions really didn't tell you exactly what. A lot of people were new to MIDI and they didn't really know what MIDI meant and stuff like that. You have an orchestra sequencer and a accompaniment, so you really didn't have a melody on here, which was kind of cheesy back then. You could split it to lower. You can make it a dual voice on here. You can make your piano up or down right over here, which is cool. Same thing with the accompaniment. You have the tempo, you have the accompaniment on. You can make your own custom drummer, which is pretty cool. And it was really not that much to this keyboard, but it had a great sound to it. In the back of the keyboard, you got the MIDI jacks right here, so you got MIDI in and out, and you have a headphone jack, and you have your power source right there. Now, in the back here, I thought that this over here was a fan because it has a vent right there. I opened this keyboard up a long time ago. Actually, I opened up the PSR-47 and because I had to fix it. and there's no fan inside of it. What it was is basically just an air vent, because sometimes the power supply, if you see keyboards with that in the back or any little holes, sometimes they have a fan, and sometimes they have a power supply that gets a little bit too hot. So, you know, just a warning. This right over here is just an air vent, not a fan, which is pretty cool. And this keyboard, it took batteries, so on the bottom of it takes batteries just like that, and it's only 6D size batteries. And to have this keyboard for a long time, it just really gives me memories. After this, I jumped to a PSR 500, and you know what? Let me put this keyboard aside. Just give me a little bit of time. Please don't go away. Give me a little time. I'm going to dig out the PSR 500. And it's hard because I have a whole wall right over here, which I have to dig out. As you can see, so right here, this is the Yamaha PSR 500, and it's pretty cool. So from the PSR 48, I went to the 500, and this bad boy right here was a whole totally different animal. And it takes, it actually takes a what you call it? I hope this is the right pedal that I can use for it. Probably it's not, but I could try it. But it actually takes a pedal. I got two PSR 500s, by the way. Okay, this is foot pedal right here. And totally different animal right here. The PSR 500 has accompaniments, like, say for instance, if I wanted to go to 99, just like on their demo. 4, 3, 2, 1. Much better speaker system. Great fillings. It had the best, to me as a vintage keyboard, this had the best rhythm section I've ever heard in my whole entire life. Watch when I get to the variation. Had a great rhythm section. And then going back into the normal, which is really cool. Plus ending. That was one of the coolest things on it. If I go to page 4 and go to the 99, this is actually the sample rhythm that you get with like a classical orchestra, and it is, oops, wrong one, page 3, 99. And it had these short little demos, which were cool. Now, when this came out, it actually broke the mold in the Arranger portable keyboard ranges, and it had a lot of potential. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite rhythms that are on here. Of course, I love the Boogie Woogie. 7th. So that's major. That's 7th. And here's the minor. You have these multi-pads right over here. And you had other rhythms that aren't here that were just incredible. One thing that I liked, and I used at church back then, was the gospel rhythm. And it goes, and here's a cool rhythm that's on here, number 73. This one is actually called a soca, and I love the sound of it. Now, I do have, as I said, I have two PSR 500s. I have the little brothers of it, which are the PSS 51 and the PSS 790. And also I have the big brother of this keyboard, which is the PSR, in the line, the little brother of this keyboard, which is the PSR 300. The big brother of this keyboard, which I have, is the PSR SQ16. And the top line version that I have of this keyboard is the PSR 6700. So I have those in the line, which is pretty cool. I usually don't talk about Yamaha keyboards that much, but I still love Yamaha keyboards, especially at this era, which is really neat. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to end this, and I'm going to try to pick out another keyboard so I can show you guys. But thank you so much for watching, and I love you guys so much. Mwah! I'll see ya. Bye.